Well, hello, angels and big silly kids. How are you doing? Today is Wednesday, October 11th, 2017. Today's Cats Empowerment Tips is what my inner child taught me about using sneakiness for success. So, this is continuing to build on from last Monday, October 2nd, about you take advantage of the happiness advantage. You start from happy and you go throughout your day doing tasks, and they happen faster and easier, and you have more joy and more ease and more success because you start from happy. That's how your brain works. Then you tap into your inner child for fun and joy and inspiration, and you take all of that and build up your sense of self-worth, and you take that into the world, and you start getting more results. You're happy, your people around you are happier. It's awesome. So we're going to build on that theme. Today I was doing a meditation, just like clearing old blocks, old stuff, just, going through my childhood, just letting everything fall off, just relax. And I found my inner rogue that I thought was long gone. But no, apparently she was just waiting for me to be ready. So, and she is that precocious child who knew what she wanted and she went after it, and she knew how to do it too. And my best friend mentioned, "Oh yeah, I've seen her pop up now and then, hiding behind your eyes." And I'm like, "Wait, when? You have to tell me now." But it's okay, because now I'm going to consciously take advantage of that and tap into her. Right. And so, yeah, it was kind of fun being precocious. Even in the middle, childhood was really, really bad at times. There was a lot of bad things happen. It's funny when really bad things can happen, but in the middle of it, some good things can happen too. Kind of breaks your brain. Anyway, so you're right. I remember moments like when I was 5 and I was living with my mom, my grandmother, and my great grandmother. And I had a little friend, about 3 or 4, who lived 2 houses down, just 2 little houses down. Not far, practically 100 feet away. They're small little houses, so, and I would go down there with my great grandmother, 2 houses down to where my little friend was, and she was about 3 or 4. And so I would go and visit. Well, my great grandmother was boring and she was napping, so I went down there on my own. I knew what I was doing. Went down there, I remember knocking the door and having the mom looking really curious at me and let me in. I played with her little girl for a while, and I charmed the mom with some stories, and while I was helping her fold laundry and just being my charming, fun self, big silly kid, and being a big silly kid. And I remember coming back home, and then, wow, my great grandmother was very much awake and very terrified and yelling. Lots of yelling. It's like, I remember thinking something like, "Dude," or whatever, "I was okay. What's the problem?" I didn't say that. I had some sense of self-preservation, thank goodness. Or there was another time when I wanted to make some brownies with my little friend. I was 6, my best friend was 4, and I'd done a lot of helping with baking because my grandmother, she was a home ec teacher. That was her, not just her vocation, that was her life. She could bake anything, cook anything, make it taste good, and could sew like a dream. And my mom, bless her heart, she had a lot of talents. Cooking was not one of them. She could garden like crazy. I could never outdo her on that. But cooking, she loved to buy those just add water mixes. They worked. So while my mom was napping and my best friend was there and safely standing far enough away, I went and got one of those little mixes and a cup of water and a rubber spatula, and moved my chair over to just where I could get on I would be tall enough to use the mixer and be able to use that safely and see everything. So I put the mix in, added the water, turned it on like I'd done many times with my mom, and gently used the rubber spatula to scrape it down. I knew to stay away from the beaters. I knew not to hurt myself. Please. Right? I had this. I was so pro. And everything was going well, and I had it all blended, and I was just starting to think, oh, this is a really heavy mixing bowl. How am I going to get this into that little brownie tin I put out? Turns out I didn't have to. Because at that time, my mom woke up and she came out and she freaked out and yelled and yelled and yelled and yelled. And it's like she thought I was going to hurt myself or my little friend. It's like, no, I had this. What are you talking about? But there was yelling and more yelling. And then after she calmed down, then Dad came home and there was more yelling. Eventually everyone calmed down, and my mom decided, well, I don't want to waste the money, so she went ahead and baked the brownie, and I even got to have one. Oops. So, yeah, that was fun. I knew what I was doing. And I can look back, and I know you can look back and think about times that you knew what you were doing and you're handling it. And so I was that quiet child at times, many times, where I could be introverted and watch. And somehow I picked up intuitively to watch other people and see what happens with them, and see the good things that happen and see the things you don't want to happen. So it's like, oh, I'll learn from them and do this or not do that, right? So I observed, I watched, I planned. I have a great gift for strategy when I need to, apparently. But okay, and there was also that childhood sense of invincibility, which you're not gonna get hurt. There was that, but it was also tempered by experience because, unfortunately for me, at age 4, my bipolar mommy had a really bad, scary psychotic break. She and reality are on different planes of existence. And she ended up leaving me in a car overnight. Supposedly, in her mind, she started off to go get gas in the morning, but then she just flipped out and was off in some other world. And I was left abandoned there. And the whole world went away. And everything I knew was gone. And what I got from that experience was, first of all, I didn't feel alone. And that was my very first angel experience that I can remember. I'm sure there was other things before that. But so I learned that, even when the worst happens, you're still here, you know? And then pick yourself up, dust yourself off, and keep going and do what you can do. And you'll find that you can do a lot more than you thought you could. So, and yeah. So I know I'm not alone. I have angels around. If you get careless, they will let you get your butt kicked for a while. So don't do that. Don't be silly, because they're like, no, be smart, kid. We gave you a brain for a reason, and a good brain, and you do have one. So now that she's out, now that my tapped into my inner rogue, who's good at strategizing, I'm really proud of how good she was at strategizing and serving and making plans, even as a young child. It's like, that's not bad. I'm good. So now I'm going to tap into that deliberately and use that sneakiness and that fun and strategy and everything to bring about success and results in the most fun way, in a sneaky way. And yeah, that part of me is a lot like, well, it's a little stinker, like we all have in us, and a lot like Bugs Bunny, and a lot like the angels, how they show it to me. They all seem to show their trickstery, silly selves at some point or the other, even if they start off very serious. And I take that as a compliment. If you call me a silly kid like that, a trickster, I will take it as a compliment any day. Life is more fun that way, right? So I invite you to tap into that and use it deliberately. Yeah. And think about what your inner child did, and think of those times when, you were being stubborn, but you knew what you were doing and you had a good plan. So let's use that. Let's bring it out. And I want to hear all about your adventures now, because my inner child, she's out now. I found her and she's not going back. I'm going to take advantage of her every day. So, hope you have a great day. Hope you use this and look forward to next Monday. There's more tips building on this same pattern. It's like a plan or something. Anyway, have a great day. Take care. You're so loved and never alone.